And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over.
You know, he coming behind his jab, he throwing straight punches, he going to the body, going in up and down. He just got to tighten up a little bit on his defense, but other than that, man, he good.
In a sport where arguments never stop, the debate over who deserves that pound-for-pound crown is always raging. But while fans and analysts go back and forth, one of boxing's most intimidating figures has stepped in with a message that cuts through all the noise. David, the Mexican monster, Benavidez has finally spoken up about Terence "Bud" Crawford, and it wasn't a challenge or a call-out. When Crawford dismantled Canelo Alvarez, he didn't just notch another win. He toppled the longtime ruler of 168 pounds. The man who once looked unbeatable was completely schooled by a fighter moving up 2 full weight classes.
Is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it could never be one great,
yeah,
but he definitely one of the greatest of all time, for sure.
As an undefeated, multi-division elite himself, Benavidez understands exactly what it takes to dominate at the highest level. And what he said about Terence Crawford went far beyond simple praise. It felt like a crowning moment. In a sport built on bravado and constant trash talk, Benavidez, a man who believes he's the top dog, did something rare. Instead of hyping himself up, he elevated Crawford. He practically carved Crawford's face onto boxing's Mount Rushmore, calling him one of the greats who achieved a level of history that most fighters never even get close to.
Terence Crawford, because, you know, he did something that I didn't think he was going to do. You know, I mean, he went and he beat Canelo. You know, that's 3 weight classes going up. You know what I mean? And he made it look pretty easy. So you have to give it to Crawford.
When your most dangerous potential rival says something like that, it hits different. Benavidez watched Crawford jump up in weight and take every belt, and he didn't hesitate to salute him for it. But what he revealed next said even more about why Crawford seems unstoppable. Asked what impressed him the most, Benavidez didn't talk about Bud's hand speed, his slick movement, or his ability to switch stances. He highlighted something you can't teach. What stood out most to him was Crawford's heart. He said he couldn't believe that Crawford, already comfortably ahead on the scorecards, chose to stand his ground and trade punches with a naturally bigger hitter like Canelo late in the fight.
What impressed me the most was Crawford's ability to stay focused in the fight, and not only just to stay focused and box, but he also got rugged in there. You know what I mean? He started balling with him towards the late round. You know what I mean? That's something I appreciate in a fighter. You know what I mean? He was already up. He could have chose to just box, but he went in there and tried to brawl in the last round. So that's really what impressed me. His heart more than anything impressed me.
Crawford didn't just want a victory, he wanted a statement. He wanted dominance. He fights with that relentless, hungry edge, the kind of mindset that refuses to cruise to an easy decision.
It's a good fight, you know, it's a good fight for both of them, good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, you know, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said, like, he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25.
Well, I mean, no, Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And you know, Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So, you know, Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time, you know, you have a puncher's chance.
To Benavidez, that is the hidden weapon. It's why he thinks Crawford may never taste defeat. The skills are elite, but the mentality behind them is even scarier. And in Benavidez's opinion, that mindset is exactly what Canelo Alvarez no longer has.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time, but I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Benavidez's compliments toward Crawford quickly turned into a sharp critique of Canelo. After praising Crawford as an all-time great, he shifted the spotlight back to the man he's been chasing for years, and he didn't hold anything back. Benavidez explained what he believes was Canelo's fatal flaw, the real reason the former champion wasn't just beaten but embarrassed. And he insisted it had nothing to do with fading talent or declining power. In his view, it was Canelo's own ego. Benavidez accused him of disrespecting the sport and his opponent by not taking the fight seriously. He noted that Canelo looked like he was throwing barely 10 punches around, casually walking forward, believing his own hype. Benavidez said Canelo's ego had grown so massive that he assumed, "I'll just walk Crawford down, land something big, and that'll end it."
I'm not happy that he lost. I kind of feel like that could have been me. That was my moment. You know what I mean? If I would have gone in there, I know I would have beat him. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be a hater, but that's kind of how I feel. But you know what I mean? I give all the flowers to Crawford. You know what I mean?
That should have been me in there. That should have been my.
If I would have got that fight, I would have been me. I would have been the one getting my hand raised. But like I said, it didn't happen, and that's why it didn't happen, because Canelo knows that would have happened.
Benavidez made it clear, that kind of arrogance is a death sentence in boxing. He finished with a blunt warning every fighter should pay attention to, that attitude will come back to destroy you. Canelo's ego, the same force that helped build his superstar status, ultimately became the reason for his downfall.
I think Crawford took it way more serious than Canelo, which is kind of weird because, you know, the amount of money that Canelo was making. And I know all these people say, oh, yeah, you know, talking shit about Canelo. I'm not talking shit about him. He just didn't look like he really prepared 100%. Just throwing 10 punches around, or I think it was his ego is that big that he thought that, oh, I'm just going to walk through him, catch him with a good shot, and it's going to be done. As you can see, Crawford is a different type of fighter. Not only does he have the boxing IQ, he has that dog in him. He was in there, he was brawling with Canelo like in the 8th, 9th, getting the best out of him boxing. He's epitome of a great boxer. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in that fight, you know what I mean? If you really want to make something come true and you really believe it, you can make it come true. And then the other lesson is, don't let your ego get the best out of you. Don't think that you don't have to prepare because you're a bigger fighter, you know what I mean? That shit will bite you in the ass.
And with Canelo dethroned, the boxing world immediately turned its eyes toward the next obvious mega fight, the man with the cold-blooded killer instinct, Terence Crawford, going up against the most avoided pressure fighter alive, David Benavidez. It felt like the natural passing of the torch, the reigning king versus the uncrowned king. A showdown for control of the 168-pound division. The hype began instantly. Fans saw it as the must-make fight. But when Benavidez finally got asked about facing Crawford, his response shocked everyone. Not only did he turn the fight down, he brushed it off completely. He revealed that he has absolutely no interest in fighting Crawford. And the reason stunned fans even more, Benavidez publicly announced he's done with 168. He's leaving the super middleweight division behind. He said he wouldn't even drop back down for a massive Canelo payday, so he definitely isn't doing it for Crawford.
Could you still make 168? Is that a possibility?
Honestly, bro, my plan is after this fight, I want to go down to 154. No, bro, I'm done with cruiserweight. You know, I want to take this opportunity, though. Yes, I said cruiserweight. I want to take this opportunity to, you know, congratulate Crawford. You know, he put a hell of a performance. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest fighters of all time. And, you know, let Crawford do his thing, bro. You know, at the end of the day, I have no interest in fighting Crawford. I have no interest in going down to 168. I mean, yeah, it's nice that it would be dope winning all titles, but I'm way past that at 168. You know, if I found the only reason, I wouldn't even go down to 168 for Canelo. And I'm just being real with you, you know, and let Crawford do his thing. Let him have his, let him, I want to give his flowers, man, because he's a great fighter, man. When there's no other fighter that's coming up from 147 to beat a type of fighter like Canelo at 168, you know, and Crawford, you know, he's one of the greatest of all time. So, you know, I have no interest in going down to 168. I'm not saying that I'm scared of Crawford or whatever, you know, but Crawford's the man at 168. That's his weight class. I'm done with 168.
In a cold, almost dismissive line, Benavidez shut down what could have been the biggest matchup in boxing. He said simply, let Terence Crawford have it. That's his division. Just like that, he walked away from the weight class, the fans, and the dream fight everyone was begging for, leaving Crawford alone at the top.
How does the Canelo fight look with Benavidez? Who do you favor?
I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just we'll see the fight, man. We all want to see the fight.
Do you think he gets him to the body? Because Google was landing a lot of body shots.
I don't know. That's why I said we got to watch the fight. You know what I mean? It's a different style, different type of fighter. You got two strong fighters going head to head.
Is Canelo the only 68U fighter? Would you consider a Benavidez?
Yeah, Canelo the only one.
But why would he really do that? Why abandon the division with the biggest stars and biggest paychecks right when he's first in line? This is the part many fans forget. Benavidez has a painful, complicated history with 168. He's the only two-time champion to lose his belts twice, yet never lose a fight. The first time, he was stripped after testing positive for cocaine. The second time, he lost the title on the scale after missing weight. That division has haunted him more than any opponent ever has. Cutting down to 168 has cost him everything in the past. So now, the Mexican monster is hunting new challenges. He's turning the page, moving up to 175, and even eyeing cruiserweight. He wants the light heavyweight killers, guys like Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, and he's even calling out Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez.
For the opportunity to fight, we've been in talks of fighting Zurdo Ramirez for his belts at cruiserweight. So we're already in talks of that, you know, and then that's definitely a fight that has to happen because I used to spar him when I was 18 years old. All the way, you know, I sparred him a lot, so I know that's a pay-per-view fight. It was a pay-per-view sparring session, so the fight is going to be, you know, way better. But yeah, definitely, that's in my sights. You know, I definitely want to go to cruiserweight. You know, I want to be a reigning defending champion at light heavyweight, and then make my way up to cruiserweight.
So he's leaving the 168th throne to Crawford, a man he clearly admires but has no intention of ever facing.
I put 5, that's right.
Wow. That's cheating.
I love it.
That is cheating.
That's a heel turn.
You the boss. That is heel.
That's a heel turn.
I love it. You can get 5.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Wow.
Roy at his peak, just remember this. If Roy would have retired after the Ruiz fight, he would have replaced Sugar Ray Robinson as the greatest fighter of all time.
I agree.
Right?
I
But
agree.
he didn't, and the rest of that stuff is in there, right? So I get it, but Roy at his peak, I think, had a higher peak than anyone on this list.
I agree.
Okay, Manny Pacquiao, we've all said it a million times. I think he is, outside of Sugar Ray Robinson, I have Manny Pacquiao's second greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever. Floyd Mayweather never lost. And did he cherry pick when and where? Yes. But guys, from 130, 135, he cleaned out 135. He beat the best guy at 130, beat the best guy at 135. Yes, did he pick and choose at 140, 47, and 54? Yeah, but he won all those fights.
That's right.
And he beat a lot of good fighters.
50-0.
And more than that, put Floyd at his best in with anyone through history. You do not know who wins.
And now the entire sport is left wondering, did Canelo's giant ego cost him not only his belts but also rob fans of the true super fight? Or is David Benavidez simply steering away from the one man he just called an all-time great? That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss future uploads. And drop your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned, we'll see you in the next one.